we are going to be making moon sand, which is really, really fun to play with and really easy to make. So let's get started with the ingredients that we need to make our moon sand. So to start off, we have our flour, and we're going to be needing 4 cups of flour. So I have my 1 cup measuring cup, and that we'll use for that. And then it only needs one more ingredient, which is a 1/2 cup of oil. So I have coconut oil, but you guys can use vegetable oil, canola oil, avocado oil, really whatever that you guys have at home. This is a great, really super simple activity that has items that are most commonly found at home. So let's get started. So I have my 2 ingredients, but I'm also going to bring over a mixing bowl. So, and I got my clear one so you guys can see what's happening. So the first step is to get 4 cups of flour. So I'm gonna scoop 4 big scoops, and I'll show you guys a trick. When you guys are scooping your flour, you guys take a big scoop. I like to turn it on its side and make it flat and kind of shake it a little bit. That way it makes it nice and flat and you get a full cup of flour. You can also use your finger and kind of scrape the top, but I got mine pretty flat, so it should be good. So that's 1 cup of flour, which means we need 3 more. So we'll get our 2nd cup. I'm gonna scrape 2. Move this over. And our 3rd cup, so how I shake. And I'm gonna use my finger to kind of scrape the top. That's a good strategy to make sure you get a nice full cup of flour. So that's 3 cups. So if we have 3 cups and we need 4, how many more cups do we need? You're right, we need 1 more cup. So let's get 1 more cup of flour. Sometimes you have to turn the bowl so you get a full cup. All right, and our strategy of shake over the bowl and kind of scrape it with your hand to make it nice and flat and full. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 cups of flour. Perfect. That was fun. All right, so now I'm going to set my flour to the side, and next is for our next ingredient. Do you guys remember what our 2nd ingredient was? You're right, it's oil. So I have coconut oil, and this coconut oil actually smells like coconuts. Some other oils don't really smell like much, but I always like to use coconut oil because it also smells like coconut, which is really, really fun. All right, so now we need a 1/2 cup of coconut oil. So I brought my other measuring cup of a 1/2 cup. So actually 2 of these equals 1 big cup. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of oil. So I'm gonna pour it, and I had to heat mine up, so I have to be careful because it's still a little warm. And it looks like water, but if you feel it and get it on your hands, it's really oily, kind of slippery. All right. Woo. Try not to spill it yet. All right, ready? Want to do a countdown? 3, 2, 1. Whoa. That is so cool. That's always so much fun. All right, so now we have all of our ingredients, but are we gonna keep it like this? No, we are going to mix it. So I thought I grabbed a bigger spoon, but any spoon will work, and I'm just gonna start mixing the oil and the flour together. And then probably I will end up just using my hands because that's fun. But I want to get the big big stuff all combined. So that's what we're doing when we're mixing the ingredients. We're combining them, so we're blending them. And the oil will attach to the flour, and it'll make it nice and fun to play with. And you're going to be able to kind of squeeze it and keep it in certain shapes, and then you can crumble it and it'll look like flour. That's pretty cool. All right, so this isn't quite mixed up as well as I would like with just the spoon, so I'm actually going to use my hands and go in and just kind of crumble, 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 kind of like you're baking something. It actually smells really good. It smells like coconuts. And just making sure that you're blending all of the flour and the oil. And you'll kind of notice that the texture of the flour is going to start changing as the oil blends in with the flour. So the flour is nice and dry, but when you add in the oil, which is a liquid, it starts to make the flour feel more wet. Or maybe you guys can take a moment and kind of put your hands in and mix it around, and you guys can tell me, what does it feel like? What does it feel like in your fingers? Or if you squeeze it, what does it look like? If you're like me and maybe used an oil that smells a certain way, what does it smell like? It smells like coconut cookies to me. But there you go. So you can start to see it starting to turn into sand. It looks like sand, and that's where it gets the name moon sand, is because it's nice and light and airy and fluffy. Maybe a type of sand that you would find on the moon. Who knows? All right, so now that I have that all pretty much mixed in, and you can keep going to make sure that you get all these like big lumps and things like that, and just keep working it. And then the fun part is that you can start to play with it. So either you want to leave it in the bowl that you mixed it, or Teacher Hannah brought something, a small little cookie sheet or a circle kind of cake pan, and I'm gonna pour a little bit in here so I can play with it. So I'm gonna pour some in here, and then you can add in whatever you'd like to play with it. You can just play with just the moon sand and touch it and feel it and try to make little mountains or anything like that. You can add in little animals and pretend that they're in the desert or they are in a jungle or something like that. Feel free to go there. Or you can just simply scoop it and maybe bring some containers. So I have this little glass jar, and see if you can fill it up. Or maybe make like sandcastle kind of stuff where you have little containers that you can pack in the dirt or the sand that we just made, and make little shapes and sizes. So I'm going to use this and kind of push it down with my spoon, because I'm going to try to make a miniature sandcastle out of this little jar. And then some other fun things that you can use as well is things like you can pretend to maybe bake some cupcakes or some cookies. Like I said, mine smells like coconut cookies, so maybe I can pretend I'm making some coconut cupcakes, and that would be really fun too. So just adding in fun little things like that. You can take it however you would like. All right, so I'm going to push this in just a little bit more, make it nice and tight, and then I'm going to flip it over, and we'll see if it stays or if it crumbles. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to stay, or do you think it's going to crumble? You think it's going to crumble? I think it's going to stay. I don't know though. We'll see. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see. So I'm going to Take it off. It stayed. Oh my goodness. How fun is that? So now you can play like with little sandcastle stuff if you want, or you can break it. Now it's crumbly. All right, boys and girls. Well, I hope you guys had fun. I know I did too. And now I need to go wash my hands. But I hope you guys had a fun time making some moon sand with me, and hopefully you guys had fun making yours too in your home. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.